At 8:16, that's our latest look at the news. I'm Win Damon on the Legends, WNBP. Our guest is Bill Franz, and he is with the Greater Newburyport Village. And Bill, I want to thank you, and thank you for coming in to the Legends here on on WNBP. We have to get you into the right microphone, and very highly technically skilled in operation we have going on here. Bill, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about the Greater Newburyport Village.
Now, the Greater Newburyport Village has been around for a while now, hasn't it?
Well, it was 2.5 years in planning, and we launched our operations a year and a half ago on March 1st of 2016.
All right, and the Greater Newburyport Village is not in any one particular location, but it's all over the place.
Well, we're a virtual village. There's no office. We support Newbury, West Newbury, Newburyport, Salisbury, Amesbury, and Rowley.
All right, so explain a little bit more.
Sure. So the Greater Newburyport Village has as its mission to promote living well and independently for a lifetime through community engagement and a network of neighborly support. Now, I know that's a bit of a mouthful, so I can unpack that for you if you wish. What we do is connect those people who are in need of a little help with those people who are willing to provide some help.
Okay.
So we are a local, grassroots, nonprofit organization. We're a membership organization like the YMCA. You pay a small amount of dues, and this entitles you to receive services which are entirely provided by volunteers. So there's not anyone associated with the village who makes a penny off this. These are just neighbors who want to support neighbors, especially those neighbors over age 55 and finding that they're needing more help, so just supporting themselves and living well and independently.
Oh, how about that? Now, you're off on a project today, or was it yesterday that you...
Oh, no, it's today. After I finish talking with you, I'm going to go home, put on my gardening clothes, and help spread some mulch from one of the ladies who lives down the street. You know, she's reached the age where picking up a 20-pound bag of mulch and bending over is just not something that's going to happen. So, you know, and I'll be done in an hour, and her garden will look better, and she'll feel better.
Oh, nice, nice. What are some of the other things you've done?
Well, we keep very active track of all of our projects and services, and in the first year of our operation, which concluded last February, we actually had 186 different types of service events that we provided. So local errands, you know, you need somebody to go to the grocery store for you, or maybe pick up a prescription at the drugstore. We can do that. We've done house decluttering. We've done home watch. Somebody's gone on vacation and needs somebody to drive by their house. We've actually gone into people's homes. They trust us with their keys. Gardening, a lot of help with gardening. Actually, the largest need is for local transportation. Somebody's needs a doctor's visit. Somebody needs to be brought to we won't go to the airport in Boston unless we really have to, but bringing people over to the C&J bus depot so local rides are very big. Vendor referrals are large, so we have a list of 100 different vetted vendors. If somebody needs some electrical work or plumbing work, we have a list of people to refer them to. We've done a lot of dog walking.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh. It kind of sounds like you're, like it's similar to the Mothers Club, except you're the elder. I don't want to use that word, but
Right.
You're the older persons club.
Well, there are, across the United States, there are 240 different villages that have been established over the last 15 years, and another 130 in development. And villages are unique. Everybody picks kind of their own way of providing service. However, the initial intent was to work with people as they're aging in helping them to live independent lives. There are many, many reasons why someone would go to an assisted living facility or into a nursing home, And I know in my own life, my mother has used them as well as my mother-in-law, and they're terrific services. But you shouldn't have to go to one of these places if all you need is someone to bring the trash out to the curb, because you can't do that anymore. So that's the type of thing that we do. Help people to live independent lives, maintain their property, stay in the communities that they love, in the homes that they love, as long as that's the appropriate thing to do.
Oh, that's something. And you put on events too. You have you have an event that's going to be taking place coming up on Wednesday of next week.
That's right.
And that's going to be over at the Senior Community Center on High Street in Newburyport. It's free, and everyone's welcome. And it's John Cole, who is known as the Old House Whisperer.
That's right. The village is actually kind of, if you think of a three-legged stool, so one leg, I guess, if I can refer to it that way, is our Good Neighbor Services, which we've talked about. A second one is our vendor referral program, which we mentioned. And then the third is our social program, because we want people to be active in the community. 1 in 3 adults over 60 lives alone, and it's possible for even a wonderful community like ours for people to live in isolation. So we provide social events. We've done over 45 different lectures within the last year and a half. John Cole is coming in next week. John is an expert at understanding older homes. He's a trained historian from Harvard University. He's also an architect, and he's worked in historical preservation for over 40 years. He was involved in the sale a long time ago of the Lord Timothy Dexter home. And it was the first time that home was sold outside of the Newburyport community to a young couple who lived in Boston, and they were interested in preservation, and he was essential in that. So John is going to be a terrific lecturer for us.
Oh, neat. So that's going to be coming up, as we mentioned. That's next Wednesday, and that'll start at 1 o'clock. Just goes for an hour at the Senior Community Center on High Street in Newburyport. I bet you probably spend a lot of time over there too, I bet, don't you?
It's the partnership that we have at the Senior Center is wonderful. This is a terrific facility for our community, and those people work very hard. And we're delighted to be able to provide a monthly lecture series and we've had terrific attendance.
Well, we're talking with Bill Franz, and he is the president of the Greater Newburyport Village. And how'd you get that title?
Well, when I can say, thankfully, I don't have the title. I am a member of the board of directors.
Okay.
And I head up the membership committee. So our president is Paul Harrington, and he just does a terrific job.
Okay. So how do you become a member?
Well, I saw a small advertisement in the local newspaper 2 years ago that said, if you're new to Newburyport and you'd like to meet some of your neighbors, please come to this meeting. And it was a simple get-together at Adiamo's restaurant, and I wandered in not knowing anybody. I've only lived in Newburyport for 3 years. I wanted to be part of a community that I could help people, and I wanted to meet new neighbors. So as I wandered in, I don't know if you have experience with nonprofits, but they're always looking for help, and I wanted to provide some help. So I started small, working on some of our manuals, and came to some additional meetings where people were planning how to launch the program. And so one thing led to another, and I was invited to be a member of the board.
Oh, nice.
So we're always looking for volunteers. We have about 54 members, and then we have an additional 20 people who at this point aren't ready to be members, but they just want to help others. So they're volunteers. They're non-member volunteers. And they're the ones who power the village. They provide the service.
Now, is it expensive to become a member?
No, it's $25 a month, which can be paid on a monthly basis, or it can be paid via credit card. So, and that's for a single membership. If it's a household membership, it's $450. This is, as I look across the United States at all of the villages, this is several $100s lower than actually the average expense to be a member. And every penny that's invested goes right back to the members. We have a few small bills for brochures and publicity, but everything else goes back to our social programs and goes back to the membership.
Nice. Now, where'd you move from?
I lived in Windham, New Hampshire, and was there for 30 years, but I love Newburyport. It's just a terrific community, so much to do. It's a great town if you're interested in walking, so many things to see. And we lived in the country, and if you took a walk on a country road, you took your life in your hands. There wasn't a curb, there wasn't a sidewalk in sight. So this has been a terrific community for us, and we're happy to be here.
Well, it's nice to have you here, and I'm glad that you chose to get involved, because that's what makes the world go around and the community go around too.
So many people want to be involved, and so we're just always trying to reach out so that we're not a best-kept secret.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you can always visit the website, and the website address is greaternewburyportvillage.org, greaternewburyportvillage.org, and get a hold of Bill and ask about becoming a member.
A member or a volunteer. We love them both.
Okay. So to be a member, it's 55 and up?
Yes, it is, although I'm going to point to that not as a policy, but as a guideline.
Okay.
Because we wanted to preserve some degree of flexibility, and but most of our membership are in the 60s and 70s. We have
Okay.
a few in our 80s, and so our mission is really to help people as they age.
And you really do help out, by volunteering. People can get some work done. They can get some transportation, and there's a lot of stuff that can be done.
There's a lot of stuff can be done. Some light home maintenance. We had one of our members bought a brand new smart TV set because she was tired of her old one, and she had not the faintest idea how to use it. So one of our more technologically minded volunteers spent some time with her, hooked it up to her Wi-Fi, showed her how to use it, and she was off and running.
Rode off into the sunset. That's great. All right. Well, Bill, thank you again. We'll have to get you back. GreaterNewburyportVillage.org. And coming up, the July talk, and I'm sure you'll be there and seeing if people would like to sign up. It's going to be coming up on Wednesday next week from 1 to 2 at the Senior Community Center on High Street in Newburyport. The speaker is going to be John Cole, known as the Old House Whisperer, and it's the talk is going to be about dating houses in Essex County in Newbury. So that'll be a lot of fun. Get to learn a lot down there. All right. Well, Bill, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you around the area.
Wayne, it was a pleasure being with you this morning, and thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Bill Franz, who is helping out with the membership director for the Greater Newburyport Village. And visit the website, greaternewburyportvillage.org. We'll take a look at the news coming up.
Time now for some travel trends and tips on WNBP with travel expert Rudy Maxa. It's Rudy Maxa's World.